Hello, and welcome back to the Why You Should Watch series, where today we'll be discussing briefly why you should watch Parasyte the Maxim. So sit back, subscribe, and hit that like button for us. So, there comes a point in anime binging where you stumble across something like none other. For me, I would have to personally say Parasyte the Maxim is one of those animes. Although, some people often call Parasyte and Tokyo Ghoul sister animes, but those are people that only understand the face value for anime instead of the bigger picture. So here we are, breaking down one of my personal favorites and my reasons as to why you should be watching Parasyte the Maxim. To begin with a little bit of context, Parasyte the Maxim is a science fiction horror series that began as a manga that was published between the years of 1988 and 1995. After a few decades of republishing such an old manga, Parasyte's manga had been adapted into 2 live-action films in Japan in the years 2014 and 2015. Where during those same years, we would see Madhouse Studios, creators of big hit animes such as Beyblade, Death Note, High School of the Dead, and many more, eventually adapting Parasyte into an anime between the years of October 2014 and March of 2015. Parasyte has won a few awards for its compelling storytelling, such as the Kodansha Manga Award and the Seiyun Award. And as of October 2014, before the official anime release, Parasyte scored a total of 11 million copies sold. That's a pretty big number if you ask me. Parasyte the Maxim tells the story of Shinichi Izumi, a 17-year-old high school student who has been partially infected with the parasite, a dangerous, seemingly otherworldly creature that inhabits the body of humans and feeds upon them. Shinichi quickly realizes that he'll need to work together with his parasite Migi if he has any hope of keeping himself and the other people he cares about safe from this strange, invasive enemy. Whilst watching Parasyte, it was quite easy to become grasped by the main concept that aliens want to use humans as hosts to develop the advancement of their own species. During the first few minutes of the first episode, we discover that fortunately for Shinichi, he was able to avoid having his entire body taken over, only giving up his right arm. This eventually allows for the parasite Migi to eventually develop a mutual relationship for the sole purpose of survival between the 2 cohabiting beings. Although Shinichi has full control over his mental state and most bodily functions, Migi serves to juxtapose Shinichi in almost all the best ways. Shinichi is driven by emotions, whilst Migi strictly acts from a logical standpoint of surviving and no other purpose. Migi believes that its own life is more significant than any other living thing, and will protect itself at any cost. Shinichi, on the other hand, believes that all life is significant, and should therefore consider all malicious actions before doing so. An example of this can be shown where Shinichi asks Migi,
"Human life is a precious thing, isn't it?"
I don't know. I can tell you that I value my own life, although I've never really considered any other life form to be all that valuable.
This results in plenty of tension between the 2 leads, and while I won't go as far as to say that their relationship is antagonistic in nature, I wouldn't say that the 2 are best friends either. It's the complicated nature of their relationship, the forced cohabitation between 2 extremely different individuals and species, that makes watching them so very entertaining. On a deeper scale, Parasyte is essentially a philosophical debate on Kantian ethics of morality. A prime example of this is that the protagonist argues as a deontologist, which essentially equates to the belief that killing is wrong, even if it was in self-defense. Well, at least this was at first for our protagonist Shinichi. As we progress throughout the anime, his mindset evolves into something that is no longer the same as when he first began, as he eventually begins arguing as a utilitarianist. This can easily be referenced as the greatest good for the greatest number. Summing this up even further, a utilitarianist is willing to make sacrifices like murdering other aliens or people to save someone important to them. However, a deontologist would believe that no matter what the excuse is, killing is immoral and should not be committed under any circumstance. This isn't as drastic as Shinichi all of a sudden abandoning his beliefs and thinking killing is entirely okay. No. He strongly disagrees with Migi throughout the entirety of the show, believing that he can convince Migi to develop a sense of morality. However, this was a big enough shift to affect Shinichi into becoming a new character as the plot thickened. At first, we understand that this may be because of trauma, but instead, once you open your eyes to the unraveling story, we begin to understand that morality is a human emotion that we have conveyed into actions since the beginning of our time. Morality is embedded within our language and the way we act with others, because we want to believe that there is more significance to life other than living to reproduce. However, Having an alien species logically argue without the emotions of a human removes the sense of morality and begins to question the viewer on what's truly right or wrong and why. Do we truly agree with what we believe because it's innate, or is it because we're conditioned to act like this? The moral questions that arise are more than enough to leave someone in a trance-like state after finishing this anime, and trust me, I've been there. Parasyte the Maxim is an anime for those that want to watch something that is a little bit deeper than your average everyday anime. It does contain a lot of blood and gore, killing, fantastic fight scenes, and a little bit of romance for those that are into that kind of thing. However, the extra detail to philosophy that the anime questions a viewer is definitely more than a good enough reason to watch it. This is YOUKAI's take on Parasyte the Maxim and why you should be watching it. We're looking to get better with each episode, so please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.